this tutorial, I'm going to be using my yarns, Hey guys, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be using my yarns, my measuring tape, my size 4mm hook as always, and my stitch markers. So the yarns I'm going to be using are both, they're from different brands actually. So this one is from a brand called Ashian, which is a Turkish brand. And this one is from Oma or Akma, I think that's so this one is from Amma, which is also a Turkish brand. So now because this is a lightweight yarn, it's really thin, I'm going to be doubling this yarn, and I'll just be using one strand of this yarn. So like I said, I'll be using two colors, so I'm going to be alternating between the blue and the white color. You can use one color or you can use two different colors of your choice. It all depends on how you want your sweater to be. So that's enough talk. I'm just going to get started. So first of all, you're going to start by measuring from your shoulder down to where you want your sweater to stop. And then when you get the measurements, you're going to multiply that measurement by 2. I'm going to leave a clip showing how I took the measurement. But just know that you're going to measure from your shoulder down to the length you want the sweater to stop, and multiply that by 2 because you're going to be working with 2 panels, the left and the right panel. So my measurement was 17 inches, which I multiplied by 2 to give me 34 inches. So I'm going to make a foundation chain that's going to give me 34 inches. Now I'm done with the foundation chain, and I did a total of 120 chains, which gave me 34 inches. So this is 34 to 35 inches when stretched, which is good. So now I'm just going to move over to the first row. So chain 1. Now in the first stitch, go in with 1 double crochet. So for this project, you're only going to be working with double crochet, which kind of make it pretty easy to do because there's no complicated stitches to work with. So I'm just putting 1 double crochet in each stitch till I get to the end of the row. So yarn over, going to the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. I have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and going to the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Just continue with this till you get to the end of the row. Now I'm done with both panels, and I did a total of 32 rows for each panel. So what I did was I alternated between 4 rows of double crochet in the white yarn and 4 rows of double crochet in the blue yarn, or with the blue yarn. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to join the 2 panels together. So for that, I'm just going to place this. So I'm going to make sure that they're well placed so it doesn't twist or I don't end up joining the wrong sides together. Now I'm going to get my stitch marker and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to mark off the first 6 rows, or rather the first 6 sets. That's 24 rows. Yes, I'm going to like mark off this 2 rows, or rather this 2 sets. So this is you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm going to mark off this 8 rows, and so I'm counting 24 rows from this end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other panel. So count 24 rows, which is 6 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 sets. And then join this end to this end. So I'm leaving its rows behind. So now repeat the same thing for this end. So just leave these 2 sets, or rather this 8 rows. This is getting confusing saying it like this, but just mark up this 8 rows and attach your yarn. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back, so I'm just going to turn this over and mark off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm leaving this 8 rows. Just going to put my stitch marker at this end and join it to this end. Repeat the same thing. Mark off 2 sets. So now that I've used my stitch marker to join the panels together, I'm just going to stitch the 2 panels together. So for that, I'm going to be using my yarn and needle. You can use your hook. Well, I'm going to be stitching with a needle, so just so I'm going to like stitch from this stitch marker down to where the stitch marker is. I hope this is not confusing you guys, because I'm just going to stitch up this end and then I'll show you guys what to do next. So now I'm done joining the 2 panels together. So this was where I put my stitch marker and I just stitched the 2 panels together with a needle, and I did the same for the back. So this is the back and this is the front. Now what I did was I stitched the sides, so I joined the 2 sides of the panel all the way down to this end, and then I just left the little space for my armhole. So your armhole is going to, if you want your armhole to be wide, you can leave more space, or if you want your armhole to be really small, you can just stitch up. So your armhole depends on how wide you want it to be, but I just stitched all the way to this end because I wanted my yarn I wanted the armhole to be quite small, so that's why I have this small hole here. Now as you can see, I already did 1 sleeve, and I'm going to show you how to do the sleeve, which is basically how I did the body of the sweater. So I just alternated between 4 rows of double crochet for the white and the blue. So I already have my yarn attached, so chain 1, go back into the same stitch with 1 double crochet. Now just continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch. So I'm just going to continue with 1 double crochet with the white yarn. I'm going to do that for 4 rows, and then I'm going to switch to the blue yarn. So like I said, I'm just repeating what I did for the body of the sweater, just alternating between 4 rows of white double crochet and 4 rows of blue double crochet. And I did a total of 16 rows. So I did 4 rows of white, 4 rows of blue, 4 rows of white, making it 12 rows. And then I did 2 rows of blue and then 2 rows of white. So the part before the cuff, I did 2 rows of blue and 2 rows of white, making it a total of 16 rows. So now for the cuff of the sleeve, I'm going to do it separately and then join it to the sleeve. So I'm going to start by making a chain of 15. You can make this longer depending on how long you want the cuff to be. So now I have my 15 chains. Chain 1, in the first row, go in with 1 single crochet, go into the next stitch with 1 single crochet. So I'm just putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now I've come to the end of the row. I'm going to chain 1, turn over, go into the first stitch with 1 single crochet, go into the next with 1 single crochet. So basically I'm just working with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'm going to do this till I get the width I want. So I'll just do this till I have the width I want. Now for the other sleeve, the one I already did, I did a total of 35 rows of single crochet. So meaning I'm going to do a total of 35 rows of single crochet for this. So I'm just going to be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I'm finally done with the cuff of my sleeve, and I did a total of 35 rows of single crochet. And then I just joined the cuff to the sleeve, so I had to use my needle and my thread to stitch, or you can join with a single crochet, but I think I prefer the stitching because it just gives it this detailing around the cuff. I'm sorry I didn't film when I was stitching, but I didn't want the video to be too long because stitching can take a lot of time, and I think we have different ways of stitching, but I just use my needle and thread to join the cuff to the body of the sleeve. So now for the waistband of the sleeve of the sweater, sorry, as you can see, I already went round with 1 single crochet using my white yarn. So I just went around with 1 single crochet with the white yarn. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat what I did for the cuff of the sleeve. So I'm going to do the waistband separately and then join it. So for the waistband, I'll just make a chain of 15. So like I said, I'll be repeating what I did for the cuff, meaning I'm just going to be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch till I have the length I want or the width I want for my waistband. So you're just going to be working with 1 row of single crochet, going back and forth till you have the length you want for your waistband, and then you're going to attach it. So I'm just going to do that. So now that I have my 15 chains, chain 1, going to the first stitch with 1 single crochet, going to the next stitch with 1 single crochet. So now I'm done with the waistband. So I just joined the waistband to the body of the sweater, and that's it for this tutorial, and this is what the sweater looks like. So if there's anything you don't understand in this tutorial, you can always leave a question down in the comment section and I will definitely reply. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.